horror nonsense that is also interspliced with my own particular brand of nonchalant humor.
Yeah, it's like a defense mechanism against the terror.
But it's like, I think it depends on how you feel about his specific brand of humor. Which is to say, I think you have to be a little bit more, I guess, Japanese to think Junji Ito stuff is a bit funnier. It feels like the kind of stuff you'd see like Japanese telecasters reacting to on live TV.
I would say you're wrong, but you do have a point. Japanese humor is very nonchalant, as well as Japanese pranks, because the culture itself has a good sense of humor. Especially why there's so many Japanese prank shows or Japanese reality shows that involve body humor, or at least anything like that. They know how to take a joke. Whereas our culture in America, we can't take jokes anymore, folks.
"'Tis doubt with which leadeth thee to purgatory." Okay. Oh, I see. Figure out the bloodstain codes. Ah, shit.
I also say comedy because Junji Ito himself has a very amicable personality. And I saw and figured more of this out whenever I read his story about his cats.
Maybe it's...
Like, there's this, like, 10-chapter volume where he just...
Oh, wait, maybe it's the only ones that are clean?
And he talks about his pet cats, which are Yon and Moo, and one is this really freaky-looking cat, but the other one is a Norwegian forest cat, and it looks so fucking adorable. And it just becomes this idea of him pulling all these ghastly, creepy faces as he's trying to befriend and just grows to love these cats. Which, the idea of humor and comfort in horror is something I absolutely love. I mean, that's why I fucking love the Monsters and the Addams Family.
Also, to be fair, people can take jokes. It's just that I think like a lot of the general perception of horror in the West has kind of changed a little bit. A lot of the youths of today are more irony coded. Yeah,
referring more to the older generation.
No, yeah, like I think Junji Ito's comedy is more suited to like an older generation.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I supposed to figure out this fucking password?
Yeah, you gotta use Freddy Fazbear.
Count all the bugs.
I don't think so. There's bugs everywhere.
I think every time I get one wrong, it spawns another fucking bug.
Me playing Helldivers 2.
Does the fucking... Okay. Does the key give me anything? "'Tis doubt which leadeth thee to purgatory."
Doubt that leaded thee to purgatory. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there that can help you out with that. Cripes, there's gotta be something! Unless it's 1456.
No, because...
Huh?
No, because you can only put in 3 numbers.
When the lights flashed, I saw the one stay lit up.
Oh yeah, because that's what I was focused on, I think.
Maybe it's one of the numbers in the middle, 3 numbers in the middle then. At least in some pattern, they all have the blood smear.
Oh, shit.
Gesundheit.
I don't fucking know how they expect me to solve this.
Yes.
Maybe it's gotta be like the clean ones then, maybe.
Would it be?
Like there's exactly 3 clean numbers.
That would
Actually,
make sense.
I guess, well, I guess 2 has a little bit of blood on it as well.
No, I think you're onto something. If it's those 3 numbers that are clean, then it's gotta be one of them.
It was 293.
Fucking A. Oh, I am not a fan of that.
We got another hole to go down.
Eek.
Well, I mean, you know, if the hole fits.
That is not a hole, that is a shaft.
Oh shit, this is one of those, like, sideways... This is, yeah, like, this is another hallway, but it's going down. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like that bit in The Evil Within. That's great.
There's evil within, too.
Dude, I still have the PS3 copy of Evil Within that my friend and I tried to get through.
Hold on a second.
Huh.
Let's see, so mainline menu March 13th, grits with lard, boiled
Ew.
meatloaf, beans, bread and coffee.
Grits with
Coffee, Cheetos, chicken.
How much do you want to bet that March 13th, when this game came out, was Friday the 13th?
I would...
It'd be really funny.
Hey, buddy? Eddie? No, this dude's dead. That's a corpse.
I think that... Oh god, that is a corpse.
Huh.
Ain't no big deal.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they kept
Just
it.
Put the gun to their head.
Oh my god!
They changed it a little bit.
Oh,
They took away the ham, but that's fine.
hi, James.
Well, I mean, actually, no, they gave him more ham, if you get what I mean.
Who was that?
I don't know. It just came at me.
Okay. So he attacked you. And you shot him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He made me do it.
Okay, calm down, Eddie. Any idea why he would do that?
I don't know. He came out of nowhere. Tried sneaking up on me in the dark. I heard footsteps, so I turned back and he was right there.
And you could tell that he wanted to hurt you.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way he looked at me, I just had to do it.
He looked at you. I thought you said he came at you.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it in his eyes.
His eyes.
He kept looking at me, making fun of me. I told him not to, but he didn't listen.
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because the way they looked at you.
You should see your face, James. I was just joking. The guy was dead when I got here. I got you, didn't I? Well, anyway, I better get going.
Wait. You're gonna go out there alone?
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I never really considered the fact that, like, he has, like, Eddie has, like, stripes on. He's in a, we're literally encountering him in a prison. He seemingly killed somebody.
Huh.
More than that, I like that kind of, I like the delivery because you can't really tell whether or not he's joking.
You really can't. On the one hand, you can tell if he is lying, but on the other, you really can't tell in this version.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really disturbing.
I think, to be fair, it's kind of hard to tell, too, because of how strange the line delivery is in the original game as well. And they they try to capture that a little bit as well, which I think is really good. It's good. Good bit.
I forget, what was the thing what they did with the casting in the original too? Who was like, oh, we cast people who have no voice acting experience.
Oh, hey. First off, hello, Kitten Vale. Sorry I didn't notice you immediately. It's been a minute. Also, obliterate this bot. I'm not gonna fucking go on your I'm not gonna add you on Discord, bro.
We don't do follow for follows here. If we did, that would be cool, but unfortunately we don't.
That makes parasocial relationships. Cut it off at the bud.
But this bot is my friend. Well, then then they're very polite, and you can keep him.
They still haven't found him.
Since you have the cabinet key, we should assume that one of the prisoners got his hands on it. Got the spare from the visitor's checkpoint. Secure the rifle before it falls into the wrong hands. Also, yeah, the way that the casting worked is that they just picked people off the street who happen to look like the characters. Toluca Plays Prison.
I think the thing that makes me so uncomfortable about Eddie now is they ramped up how much of like a sociopath he is. There's
Yeah,
an
like
innate selfishness and childishness to it.
I mean,
And
like,
you can't tell that there's this level of danger, at least when he's in that way.
Like,
He's
I know
got
I made the
life
joke.
energy.
Like, I know that I made the bit about, like, how he's wearing stripes and he's in a prison, but I think it's more to, like, he's wearing a backwards cap, he's got ill-fitting clothing, he's wearing, like, shorts and a striped t-shirt, like, he's supposed to look like a little he's supposed to look like a kid that's holding a lollipop, basically. It seems like he's kind of tired of people not taking him as seriously as he'd like him to, and he has yeah, it's like how they pulled random guys for Resident Evil 1, that's pretty good, yeah. But, like, it's very much that vibe of, like, it's somebody who desperately wants to be taken more seriously, but he's unwilling to put in the effort to do anything or change, which is why he's in Silent Hill. There's also just kind of like that lingering darkness beneath everything, because, like, I think to a certain degree he almost kind of, like, they show him throwing up, but I think to a certain degree he kind of, like, almost begins to enjoy the idea of killing someone.
It's because this town...
It ain't no big deal.
I honestly prefer this game's version of that compared to the original. Sorry, Roboot. Because this version made it so much colder. It's so much more like...
Like temperature-wise?
No.
Vibes-wise.
As in, I genuinely felt chills.
Number 15.
Because I've seen a person and talked to a person like that before.
Oh, God.
Goodness.
But yeah, no, it makes sense. They're trying to do something with... they are innovating on the ideas that are present in the original one in a solid way. Were you in Silent Hill?
Oh, hell no. If I was in Silent Hill, I'm pretty sure I'd be fighting a personification of my anxiety. I don't want to do that. I face it already on a daily basis.
Look, if I found myself in Silent Hill, I'd do a 360-degree spin and walk out of the town.
The 360-degree spin, you'd be looking back where you were.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Like the Xbox 360.
Which had games.
Maybe this is your Silent Hill.
So
Well, they
true,
call it
honestly.
you see it and you want to turn 360 degrees and walk away.
No, you turn to the place you live and then face north. Wait, no, you stand in the place you live and then you face north.
God, this was the
And then
thing
what kind
that
of bear you see, you'll never know.
they call it the PS3 because you turn 3 degrees and walk away.
I'm pretty sure there are worse places in video games to be than Silent Hill.
But also, I think it's a little bit, it's an odd duck to try and, like, to a certain degree, on one hand, it's good to compare the two, but also it's kind of hard to compare the two. They're both similar, but also very different in specific ways.
If I went to Silent Sandwich or something!
Damn, okay. I didn't know you were going to Sandwich Hill.
Cells will be cleaned by Tuesday. Previous 10 has been moved to death row as per the warden's order.
Yeah, I see.
Oh god, they do just give you a bucket in there. So that's a snake.
Mm-hmm. We got
So
boar,
you got a
we got
wolf and a
snake.
snake. Oh wait, was that a boar? I thought that was a wolf.
Looks like a boar to me.
Okay,
I
yeah,
was
you're
bored,
right.
yeah. I'm right!
Yeah, you're right, that was a boar. Sorry, I thought
yeah.
that was a wolf.
Oh, it's the courtyard.
Oh shit.
I love the courtyard in Silent Hill 2. Especially because of that fucking sense that there's like something that's like always kind of like skittering around in the peripheral.
Yeah, but now it's so fucking dark you can't tell what's in your peripheral.
Until.
Vindicated by the map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have to wait things, I see.
Dove, ox, snake, and boar. At least I think that's
it's
a
doing
dove.
it. Hold on. Shh. I heard it.
That's all for me, fans!
Well, I love this place so much. That there's always just something there beyond your periphery.
Eek. I will also say...
I feel like there's actually something in here with me.
Yeah, it's me. I'm here, Justin.
It's like it's moving wherever you just were, too.
Oh god.
Plot twist. Please don't do that.
Sorry, that was right in the mic.
It feels like there's always just something that's like a little bit behind you. Oh, it's really good.
Nice.
Okay, let's go down the staircase then. We're gonna take a quick trip down the staircase, and then I'll probably run back up there to save, because we're kind of running out of time. Oh, there's the eagle.
Oh, is it an eagle? I thought that was a dove.
I thought it was a boar.
Maybe it's
No,
a
there's
boar?
a boar, there's a
Oh, no,
snake,
maybe it's
there's
an
an ox,
Wingless
and-
dove, you were right, my bad.
Okay.
Wingless, like Uminek.
Dun,
We're
dun,
Nico
dun,
bit,
dun.
dude. We talked about meta-narrative. Meta-narrative. Why did I say meta-narrative?
Not a part of the narrative.
I'll also go ahead and say Junji Ito is not my favorite horror manga author because there are far others who do what Junji Ito does without delving into the comedy aspect.
Oh no, yeah, dude, 100%. Bloober Team is popping the fattest bottles right now because they just managed to get away with like a fucking complete fucking 180 public opinion flip.
It's true, they did. And now they're making bank.
Hold your guns that there be a redemption.
They're making
right.
paper. And which game is Bloober Team responsible for?
Layers
The
of Fear.
Witness.
Layers
The
of Fear, The Witness, the Blair
Oh, no,
Witch
not
game.
the Witness, not the Witness.
No, the witness was somebody else.
The Exorcist? No. It's that one where it's like survivors should just die. I forget the name.
Oh, the Witch. Watcher.
The Watcher, yeah, the Watcher.
Also did a Machine for Pigs.
Nope, that was Chinese Room.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah, that game wasn't very good.
More like Machine for Boring.
The prisoners do not feel
Okay.
remorse. In fact, they do not feel themselves to be sinful at all. Even the simplest of them will try to shield themselves from the Lord's gaze with what little lords they know, and so they dream blissfully, the sinners that they are. For no matter how foul and loathsome one's existence may be, human nature abides. More like a game for pigs. Nah, man, that's like those cop simulator games.
That's just We Are the
The
Police.
accurate ones or the funny ones?
The accurate ones.
That, once again, is just This is the Police.
That's a game
Those
of
games
pigs.
By pigs, for pigs.
Yeah, but those games are definitely hard. I highly recommend if anybody wants a game with a high index morality system in there that does punish you for both your good and bad deeds, go play This is the Police 1 and 2.
Alternatively, just go play Ready or Not, and then you're like, ah, yes, another $100 million to the police budget.
Oh, I didn't know Bloober Team also did Observer.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, they also did Observer, apparently.
Okay. I think...
Good one.
You know, here, let me go check cell A1 and A2.
A2?
Well, there's the sheep. Did not mean to do that. Alright, open that shit up, James. Yeah! James, crank that soldier boy.
You.
Anyways, just as a side note, the two of my favorite horror authors. First
Where?
one being
Oh.
Hiroshi Iwaki, which is the dude who did Parasite, which, if anybody's seen that, is body horror to the nth degree.
Wait, which Parasite? Like Parasite the Maxim?
Yeah, Parasite the Maxim, where the dude's left hand gets taken over by the alien parasite.
And Alien Parasite. The
And
good
Alien
one.
Parasite,
The
I'm sorry.
best alien parasite, one might say.
Venom.
You know, you say that, but
Here, Yeah, no. We've only got like 10 minutes left, so I think I'll go save, and then that'll be it for today. Yeah, no, like, I guess since we can kind of I can kind of start getting into my general thoughts about what I've played up until now. I really like how the combat's been evolving for one, because at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be so easy. We're just getting into these one-on-one encounters with enemies, and then I started getting fucking jumped. Like, multiple bubblehead nurses, multiples of the weird fucking creatures we've seen up until this point. Just getting, just ass to ass, butt to butt, just going, like, straight at it. Just so much shit happening. What the fuck? But, like, yeah, I like how dynamic and how aggressive a lot of the combat can feel at times. I was a little bit worried about how they were gonna do killing a person ain't no big deal. But I think the way that they handled it and how they've kind of been, like, changing around Eddie's character a little bit, not bad.
I think this version is actually better to me.
would you say it makes him more sympathetic?
Well, no, so
Well,
I think...
they wear him down to be a bit more of a confusing character. You don't suspect him off the bat.
I think it's very interesting because I think... because of the delivery and how he was handled in the original game, Eddie came off as, like, being funny. Like, how he acted, how hammy a lot of his actions were,
Like a
how silly he
character.
was. Like, he was a
How
buffoon.
silly he looked.
Yeah,
Which
like
also... But which also did, like, lead into the kind of, like, the point of his bit, because, like, from what you can kind of gather, Eddie was bullied a lot because of his appearance and how he acted, which is what eventually caused him to do that stuff. But now you can kind of, like, they're kind of like tilting that a little bit, where it's like he's still a little bit like he's a little bit silly, like, by virtue of just kind of being like this guy who doesn't really seem to be taking anything very seriously. But there's also just something about, like, how he's acting where you're just kind of, like, going, like, you know, I don't know. Which I think is kind of, like, the bit, because I think, like, when you first see Eddie and, like, how he kind of, like, talks and acts, you're kind of, like, conflicted as to whether or not it's, like, there's, like, a darkness that was actually, like, kind of, like, within him, as opposed to, like, he was pushed to a certain degree.
Yeah, here the lines are a bit more blurred, so it's like a gradual process.
It's like the character from another angle, I guess. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like, they did their best to, like, kind of, like, keep that same kind of, like, awkward vibe to him, but it's different. It's more professional. It's written in a way where where you can kind of, like, get a little bit more vaguity, and I can kind of, like, interpret him in different and more interesting ways, as opposed to, haha, he got bullied and it made him go crazy, haha.
To a bit more nuance, because things are a lot more complex than that.
And I feel like they were trying to go for something similar. It's just that it's hard to tell because of the initial delivery. I mean, like, you can also kind of feel that with how they decided to change some of, like, James' interactions with him as well, especially how they kind of got rid of the fucking, how can you just sit there and eat pizza? And it's like, James is kind of, like, passively commenting on how kind of, like, nonchalantly Eddie seems to be taking things. where it's like he's very clearly like judging him for it, but he's not being as obvious about it either. It's like, well, you still got your appetite, as opposed to, again, you eating pizza.
I
What
thought
the
James said.
fuck?
I thought James, at least you got your appetite back.
Well, no, it's like at least this has an effect. Something along the lines of like, yeah, at least you got your appetite back, or this hasn't affected your appetite. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
It's
James isn't as overt of a jackass as he is in some moments.
He's less blunt.
Yeah,
he's a little bit
like,
less blunt, yeah. Like it sounds like he's still kind of like an awkward weirdo, but he has like a smidge more tact.
Yeah.
He has a
think the best
smidge
way-
more.
I think the best
Eddie,
way.
have you gone nuts?
I think the best way you can describe it would be like a knife. Like
Mhm.
over the game, you can either choose to sharpen James, or he's just gonna keep being this dull character
Mhm.
that we've seen, where he's just numbed himself over time and dulled his own knife.
I mean, I think to a certain degree, I think the bit that kind of helps with how they've been portraying these characters up until this point in this game is that like I think the whole deal with a lot of this is that they really kind of didn't want you to know what was going on with James until it was too late. So for the most part, he's very unsuspecting, and he's very like he comes off as like being
Everyman.
like rational, everyman, straight man kind of guy, and it's like, you know, there's like a quiet sadness to him where it's like, okay, so like, yeah, he came to this town with like a very like blunt hope of like, you know, maybe he did come to Silent Hill in the hopes that like his wife's still alive, even though it seems incredibly unlikely. And it's like it's just there's a little something else there that I do kind of appreciate, the way that they kind of like, I guess you could say, twisted how they handled his writing, and I like it, and it's a bit hard to quantify. I want to I also like I want to talk about it a little bit more to like a more in-depth degree, because right now I'm just kind of spitballing here, but it's like they've handled everybody, like they've just kind of like, it's like they retuned how they've acted while kind of like maintaining a bit of they maintained a bit of like the original intention behind like their acting decisions, how they kind of handled things, while also keeping true to what you can kind of assume was the original intention of the character.
I mean, they have the same motivation, it's just a better read.
Yeah, exactly.
And that better read helps you inform the character better, because then it creates a character that has more layers.
It's the
I'd like
idea.
Or it has
again of-
implied more
Fear?
layers.
It's the idea again of the kaleidoscope. All you have to do is just turn the little nozzle, and you get these newer colors, which are still in the same little tube that you know, but it's just from a different perspective.
I should get a kaleidoscope. One of the good ones, not those cheap ones you get in loot bags from your friend's birthday party that you never see for like 5 years.
I know that feel.
Truly, they were the layers of fear. So true, Kitten Vale.
I thought that was my joke, but you just said it louder.
Damn,
Also, I
dude.
did double check, and you guys are super right. In later iterations of the game, they
Oh.
removed the kid hitting the wall.
But yeah, as we're kind of getting closer to it, I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle some of the later bits with like James and dealing with Maria, and you know,
At first, I hate. The truth is, I hated you.
Well, thus far, they've handled Maria in a way that I think is really great.
I think the thing I'm looking for, the other thing I'm the most interested in is getting the full read of the James. Do you remember like that whole like the whole like her just kind of like sitting there and like kind of like blending
In the prison
lines?
cell?
Yeah, in the prison cell, and she's kind of like blurring the lines between like who she actually is, or what she is rather. And it's like, I think there's something very distinct about the original read, because she was kind of like, she changed how she was acting depending on like what thing she was referencing back to, where it's like she was acting a little bit more like Maria when she was kind of like talking about stuff that they had already gone through recently, and when she was acting more like Mary when she's talking about things that she couldn't possibly know.
If you want me to be.
Also, I'll just gush about this a little bit again. I really love the visual of like her just like being just behind the jail cell. There's always that idea of like kind of like permeating through a lot of the story, where it's like obviously she's kind of paralleling a lot of the stuff that James had to go through with Maria or Mary as well, like with her dying and all that stuff happening. And like there's always like just the idea of like her like being like just out of reach, you know, like this like vague idea of like, I guess you could say like normalcy, or like the hope that like maybe she's actually alive and James came here for like an understandable reason. But it's
the
like it's
idea
always
of
just like out of
chasing
his
a
grasp.
fantasy instead of grasping at the reality of your situation.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a mystery to us, but it's a tragedy to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
But
really interesting layer of storytelling here
mm-hmm.
that I did see back when I played the original game with you and with my friend IRL. But
Mm-hmm.
here with this game, it's getting this recontextualization, and I am eating that shit up.
I'd like to hear a little bit about how they kind of like went through a lot of these like line reads and that kind of stuff. And I'm a little bit curious to see like maybe they were getting some like direction from some of the original individuals who had worked on it. Maybe, I mean, I guess there was Ito like helping out, and like sure he's the art direction, but like considering how many fucking questions he answers about Silent Hill 2, it's clear that he probably knew a little bit about what was going on there.
Pretty much.
I'm inclined to believe that he had some more insight into what they kind of wanted to go for, and it feels like this is like someone who actually understands acting doing it, as opposed to when they got Troy Baker to act his fucking ass off. He should ban more people from Silent Hill. True, true. All right, enough enough of this. This has been another 10 minutes of pontificating about the changes and how they've been handling this remake.
Hey, it's fun to talk about it like that, though.
Yeah, no. Tune in again on Sunday, I believe, where we'll be doing probably more of that.
Sunday.
This Sunday. Be
Oh,
there when
fuck.
we strap James into an electric chair and jingle boo boo keys in front of his face.
Wait, whoa! You don't want to do that!
Boo boo
what?
keys!
Funny muffler.
Snake eyes!
And tomorrow night, it's Donnie Darko with AC.
Oh yeah, I
Ooh.
do want to watch Donnie
That's a
Darko.
hell of a good movie.
Watch
Mhm.
Jake Gyllenhaal be incredibly sad.
Yeah, let's
Wait,
go.
Jake Gyllenhaal as in Mysterio?
Yes.
It's bloobing time. That being said, we probably shouldn't be talking about our plans for movie night, considering how we managed to get most of the films. All right, bye everybody. I'm going into the Silent Hill now. Oh no, I'm getting it. I'm turning evil. Oh,